Okay, it's about 7:20, 7:15 right now. Andre and I are just going to go out to the garden to do our nightly garden rounds, and I wanted to see if I could show what happens when I open the door, the sliding door, at this time of night. And of course, they are not going to cooperate.
There they go.
Oh, here they go. See,
Delayed reaction.
Andrea has spoiled these chickens to the point where they think they're going to be going out every single night.
Excuse you.
So, let me get over there real quick. Okay, here we are. So, let me get everything ready. Alright. I harvested a watermelon a couple of days ago, had it sitting in the fridge, and it didn't turn red, which means it was still not ripe enough. So sisters got it. All right, ladies, come on. All right, so now while we're doing our garden stuff, they can do their garden stuff. Okay. Obviously inside the chicken tractor now. Well, actually I'm outside, but Phone's inside. So here's all of our garlic, and then we got the onions on the other side, which I'll go over there in a minute. And so everything looks like it's curing pretty good. And so the garlic will be cured, fully cured, once it's outside skin turns to paper. At least that's what my aunt told me. So it's not exactly there yet. So, but they also said that in a humid environment, hot humid environment, it could take up to 6 weeks to cure garlic. So that's why we wanted to have a situation like this. So if it could be out for weeks, it's not really going to bother anything. So let me go over to the other side and I'll show you the onions. Okay, most of our Texas white onions are inside. The ones that are out here were either the last ones that we harvested, or some of the really big ones weren't fully cured yet, but they look like they're about ready. Behind those, on the left side, those are the Texas Super Sweets. Andrea said that those are all ready to come in, as in they're all fully cured. The Red Creoles are in the front on the right. She's going to check those. And then the Cipinellis, the ones that we could actually have out here to cure, are out here. We harvested a bunch of them a few days ago, but it was raining previously, and the outside skins, they would have been in the ground about another day, would have started rotting. So we had to take the outside skins off. So those won't be able to be cured. Those were inside. If you saw the garlic corn video that I did earlier today, it has, I showed the Cipinellis, but the Cipinelli onions do not go round like a regular onion. They're more flat. Which is kind of interesting. So let me get out of here and we'll go into the garden itself. Okay, rows 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is rows 1 and 3 is where the garlic used to be. Rows 2 and 4. 2 is where the Super Sweets were. 4 is where the Creoles were. And then the Spanish long day onions are still out and about. And then in row 5 over here is Andrea's collection of tomatoes. And so the cherry tomatoes are up front. So if you look here, there's some actual cherry tomatoes going on. I think there are like 29 or 30 different plants or something of a few different species. And then intermixed with these, let me try to come over here. These are garlic corms. Now these garlic corms we just planted in the ground. We didn't do anything like what we're going to be doing with the new garlic corms. And so here's some right here. So this is row 5. Row 5 are the garlic corms my aunt gave me. And so these are all the different tomato plants here. Looks like some of these bigger tomato plants are starting to produce tomatoes. Andrea's going through, these are that's the Cipinoli aisle that's right there. And then I got the rest of the tomato plants here.
Those are the Romas.
These are the Roma tomatoes, okay? So, okay, here's the leeks down here. We've pulled a couple of them, and so the leeks actually did pretty well, considering we've never grown leeks before. And so that was pretty good. That is the remainder of our squash. We think squash bugs got into it and just destroyed them, because overnight they went from big and healthy plants to just absolutely nothing. And so here's Andrea's eggplants here. So the eggplants are actually, eggplants got taken out at the same time as the tomatoes and everything. So they're finally starting to take off. So maybe it has to be a little hotter for them. Let me go back over here. Here's all of our pepper plants. These are bell peppers of different sorts. And Andrea and I keep trying different types of things to keep the gnats off of us. And it obviously doesn't work. As I thought, this row here, this is our first row of sweet potatoes. And so I'm going to have to go in there to see if I can get the vines back up on the raised bed area. So I don't hold out, but we can try. Here's the second row here. These were the ones that we had done last, because all of our sweet potato slips, all of our Covington slips came from, it was either 5 or 6 sweet potatoes. And so after they would get above a certain size, we would pull them out and transplant them, and then the sweet potato would just make another one. Now, Andrea, were these the purple ones in this row here?
There's only 5 groupings, yes.
Okay, these are
Purple.
they're what?
White-skinned purple.
White-skinned purple sweet potatoes. So Andrea has a thing for purple for some reason, because we had purple regular potatoes and now we're gonna have purple sweet potatoes. So that's what these are. And then the only other sweet potatoes are actually just getting transferred now, and they're going to go in the second half of this row in probably about a week or so. Now, the jungle right here, this is 2 watermelon plants. And every single year, I always say I need to make more room for watermelon plants. We gave them a ton of room, an absolute ton of room, and these things are just taking over the entire world. And so, let's see if I can find a watermelon. These watermelon are not going to be big watermelons. They're going to be smaller ones. But that's fine, because Andrea does not like watermelon because she's not a real American. And but I love watermelon, Andrea's mother loves watermelon, and the chickens love watermelon, so... Oh, yeah, Andrea likes watermelon pickles, but that doesn't count. So, all right, I can't find a watermelon. I know there's some in there. I just can't find them offhand. Then over here, this is a single spaghetti squash plant. And so the bees were over here the other day, and as I thought, there's some little spaghetti squash right there. So assuming this thing doesn't get ate by something, that should produce a decent amount of spaghetti squash. We had another one, but it died, but this one obviously is taken off. Then the last thing over here is our cucumbers. This whole thing right here is 3 lemon cucumber plants. Oh, I remember I was telling Andrea that no, I didn't see any cucumbers. Well, guess what? We got cucumbers. So that's a big one right there. Okay. Well, supposedly we watched a video from somebody, and they said that if you let the cucumber mature completely, the plant will start dying. So that one that I just picked up was definitely mature. And so, no, there's several cucumbers here. And so I come out here about every day, and I did not see any cucumbers until right now. Obviously, there's flowers all over the place. I've seen bees over here, so I know they were getting pollinated. So we have our first lemon cucumber. If you've never had a lemon cucumber, they're about the size of a baseball. So that's about the size of a baseball right there. And it's more mild of a taste than a regular cucumber. And so these things are good for like a single serving. So the dogs and I could eat one of those for lunch. So, all right, it's our first lemon cucumber. The good thing is we have more seeds of these, so we can just make more cucumbers. Then Andrea has her rhubarb plant over here. We were able to save it. It was on the inside of the fence over in the corner over there. We thought it had died, but it had just stayed underground. And then now it's coming back up. And then here's our onion haul for today. Hopefully some of these can be salvaged where we can actually cure them. So as soon as I get done with the video, I'll help Andrea with that. Then it's been really hot and really muggy here, so the gnats have been completely out of control. So we've been trying everything possible to curtail them. So far, nothing has worked. So that's it for the garden. And so the straw has been down for a while now. And the straw, you can see a few weeds in there. But, you know, pulling a handful of weeds every week is a lot different than spending 8 or 10 hours and losing your mind and still not keeping up per week. So it's still funny looking at the watermelon patch over there. So, and then of course everything's on the drip irrigation system. The drip irrigation system has performed very well. And I mean, if we didn't even the cucumbers, for instance, this is the obviously first year they've been on irrigation, and those plants are probably 4 or 5 times the size of what we've done in the past. The watermelon and the spaghetti squash are not on irrigation. That's just from the ground. But everything else is on irrigation. And then the rows that have nothing in them, we've actually completely shut off the irrigation because there's no point. So, all right, I'm done rambling, And so I'm going to help Andrea. Let's see what the sisters are doing. Oh, sisters are over here. So when we first started letting them out, they would either hang around us or they would hang around the coop. But now they're getting a little more adventurous. So it was really fun to see when the locusts were out, because they'd be running around chasing and hopping after the locusts, kind of like cats. So that was pretty funny. So sisters are looking like they're doing a good job. Oh, and one other thing about the chickens. Samantha was in jail for 2 days, and then something happened and it scared her inside of her broody breaker. So she started like wanting to get out, and she was gonna like hurt herself to get out. And it looks like the gate is open over here. So let me walk over there while I'm telling about Samantha. And so anyway, she was like gonna hurt herself. So Andre had to get her and put her back out with everybody else. And she has not been broody since. She turned back into a regular chicken. And so she's out here somewhere. And let me see if I can find her real quick. There's Samantha. She's the one that was actually the furthest away. So I guess she realized being out here at night for a little bit is actually more fun than being stuck in the nest box all day long. So Samantha's doing good. And so now let me get the chicken that decided to go into the nighttime area. So hold on. Yeah, that was ML right there. One on the left. She's the one that decided to go into the nighttime area. So while I'm back here real quick, on a side note, I've been going in here and I've been modifying my little ditch, my little swale. And about a week ago, we had a severe thunderstorm come through, and it rained 1.25 inches in 30 minutes. And it rained hard. And so the short version was, it filled up the entire swale, but it never breached it. And then you could see the water moving a little bit. It wasn't moving very fast, but it was moving. And within an hour or two, it was all gone. Now, part of that was due because it had not rained here in a very long time. So it went down as much as it did out. But still, it was able to collect and at least hold it long enough in order to get it out of here, so it didn't come in and start flooding our property. Now, if we get another hurricane where we get like 12 inches in 24 hours, do I expect it to hold at that point? Probably not. But at least with a standard gully washer, it was able to hold it pretty good. What I'm doing now is I'm just showing you the peanuts that are behind us. So they've been flowering, and so these were actually planted on Memorial Day itself, so it's now the end of June, so that's what peanuts look when they're about a month old. And so anyway, all right, I'm done rambling. So you gave a garden update, gave a farmer update, gave a Samantha update. So I think I'm all done with my updates. So let's see what July has in store for us.